Hi, welcome to the Yale University Art Gallery in New Haven, Connecticut. Please come on in and have a seat. This is Stories and Art.
Hello, my name is Emmanuel. I'm a gallery teacher at the Yale University Art Gallery. Today, I will be telling a story called How the Rabbit Got to the Moon. It's a story from the Huastec people who live on the Gulf Coast of Mexico. The version I'm telling you is adapted from a book of Huastec stories, collected by Francisco Martinez de Jesus. As I tell the story, we will look closely at the censer, which would have been used to hold burning incense or wood. It was made between 600 and 800 years ago by an artist whose name we no longer know. Take a close look. What do you notice? I notice that it looks like a rabbit with its mouth open. I see swirls on its long ears. I wonder if, when there was burning incense inside, smoke would come out of those holes. Now, as I tell the story, keep looking and see what else you notice. A very long time ago, people did not need to work with their hands. They could go into the fields and leave their tools there. The tools were magical, and they would do all the work on the farm. Every day, people would go out to the field and leave their tools, their buckets, and their baskets. They came back at the end of the day and found their fields plowed, the plants watered, and their food collected in baskets. One day, just like every other day, a man left his tools so that they could harvest his vegetables and begin sowing new seeds. But when he came back to check his tools' progress, he was surprised. His tools were rusting. There were weeds everywhere, and his ripe vegetables were gone. He exclaimed, "Who is this scoundrel? Who ruined my field? I must find out." The next day, the man stayed to watch his field and find out who had taken his food. Soon after hiding, he saw a rabbit hopping into his field and eating his new sprouts. The man jumped out of hiding and asked the rabbit, "Why did you ruin my field?" The rabbit replied, "I'm just trying to survive. You don't need to sow new seeds anyway, because in a few days, a huge flood is going to come and destroy everything. You'd better enjoy what time you have left before the flood." At first, the man didn't believe the rabbit. He doubted that such a big flood was coming. But the rabbit insisted. The man decided to save his family and the rabbit who had warned him. He started to build a large boat. It was big enough to hold food for himself, his family, and the rabbit. When the rain started to fall, the man was glad he had listened to the rabbit, and everyone got into the boat. The rain fell for days. The water rose higher and higher until the family's boat got stuck in the sky. The rabbit saw how high up they were, and since they were so close to the sun, he decided to hop out and explore. "I've always wanted to see the sun up close," he said. The sun was so bright and hot it singed his hair. Ouch! He hopped back into the boat. That evening, he saw that they had drifted close to the moon, and he jumped out of the boat again. He hopped around and explored the moon. It was so much fun. He didn't realize how much time had passed. While he was up there exploring, he didn't notice the floodwaters were starting to recede. As he hopped around the moon, the boat began floating back down to the earth, with the farmer and his family inside. After a while, the rabbit went back to find the farmer and tell him about his amazing time on the moon, but the boat was too far away. Luckily, the rabbit didn't mind. He was happy staying on the moon. From then on, the farmer looked up every time there was a full moon and waved at the rabbit. If we look very carefully, we can still see him there on nights when there's a full moon. The end. In the story, we never learned what the rabbit got to see while he was hopping all over the moon. With a piece of paper and a pencil, use your imagination and draw what you think the rabbit saw while he was on the moon. We hope you have fun.
Thank you for joining us for Stories in Art at the Yale University Art Gallery. We hope you enjoyed listening and looking with our storytellers.